When you're watching a movie or TV show, there's usually two sides to each story. The protagonist, the hero, and the antagonist, the villain. And usually, the hero is the good guy, the knight in shining armor, he can't do no wrong. And the villain is just the complete opposite. He's the worst of the worst, and he's always doing bad. But sometimes, you be thinking in the back of your head, yo, this villain low-key has a justified reason to be evil. I'm not gonna lie. In today's video, I'm gonna be giving you hella examples of villains who were justified. When I was thinking of villains who were justified, there's one villain that instantly came to my mind, and it's that boy, Thanos. Now, Thanos is from a planet called Titan, and in that planet, it is completely overpopulated. There's way too many people on that planet. People are starving, people are in poverty, people are dying. So Thanos had the bright idea of, yo, let's wipe out half the planet's population so that people could start living a better life, so people are not gonna be starving no more. And what does the government look at him? They're like, yo, you tripping, little nigga, that's a crazy idea, we not doing that. And fast forward, what happens to Titan? The planet goes extinct. So now Thanos is all grown up. He going from planet to planet himself, just wiping out half the universe because he wants people to have a better living life. But he stumbles across the Infinity Stones, and with the Infinity Stones, that makes his life 10 times easier because with the snap of his finger, he can wipe out half the population in the universe instantly. Now, I'm not gonna lie, Thanos' reasoning was justified because he just wanted people to live a better life. He didn't want people to be starving no more. He didn't want the people to be in poverty no more because he grew up and he saw what happens when people are starving. Eventually, the planet is just gonna go extinct. So he did not want that to happen to the entire universe. But his way of going about it was completely wrong. Wiping out half the universe just randomly is so messed up because imagine you just walking one day with your mom and you guys are just taking a midday stroll and out of nowhere you turn around and she just turns into complete dust. Now that's gonna make you devastated. You probably might mask up and start sliding on Thanos your damn self. But Thanos had a justified reason. Yes, if he wiped out half the population in the universe, life would have been so much better for the people that are alive, but it also would have been messed up because the people that are alive lost all their loved ones. It would have been better if this nigga Thanos just snapped more food into a planet. Even if he just wiped out half the population, he could have just wiped out their memory of losing that loved one. So they're just not sitting here traumatized and messed up. So by that reason, Thanos was justified, but his way of going about it was completely messed up. Now, next up gotta be that boy, Tai Lung. Now, I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of Kung Fu Panda villains who are low-key justified. I think all of them are low-key justified, except that fourth one because we don't talk about that movie. But all the other villains were low-key justified, but Tai Lung had to go top on this list because that boy had a reasoning why he was evil. So Tai Lung growing up was raised by Master Shifu, and he basically treated this boy like he was his own son. He trained him, he cared for him, he did everything a father would do to a son. So he was training him to be the next Dragon Warrior. And now Tai Lung's all older, all trained up, and this nigga Master Oogway just randomly pulls up and says, yo, this nigga can't be the Dragon Warrior. I see a bunch of anger inside of him. And what does Master Shifu do? You would think he would stand up and defend a guy that he raised like his own son. But no, this nigga Master Shifu don't do shit. He just goes along with it. He's like, yep, you're right. So this nigga Tai Lung obviously gonna crash out. He like, what the fuck? I've been training this hard to be the Dragon Warrior, and this nigga just randomly pulls up and says, I'm not gonna be the Dragon Warrior because he sees anger inside of me, and my own father, the nigga that raised me, ain't gonna defend me. Oh yeah, I'm crashing out. So this nigga Tai Lung starts crashing out, starts attacking everybody, starts trying to attack Master Shifu, and obviously it ends up with him being captured. Now, I'm not gonna lie, Tai Lung had a justified reason of crashing out. If I was in his position, I would have crashed out like that too. Like a nigga that raised me, like I'm his own damn son, ain't stand up for me when I needed him the most. How the hell are you gonna tell me he sees anger inside of me? You're supposed to stand up like the man that raised me. You're supposed to come up to him and say, yo, Loki, you're wrong. There ain't no anger inside of him. I've been training this boy. I've been raising him for so long. He's the most loving, caring person I know. But this nigga Master Shifu just doesn't do shit. He just sits in the back all quiet. Oh, I would have been hot if I was Tai Lung. I would have done way worse to him. I probably would have murked everyone in that entire village. Everyone gotta die. You gonna feel my wrath because I did not waste almost damn near a decade of my life training just for this nigga to pull up and tell me, yo, you can't be the Dragon Warrior because he sees anger inside of me. That nigga Tai Lung was 100% justified. Now, next up, we got that boy, Syndrome. Now, hear me out. A lot of people probably won't agree with me on this, but just hear me out. So, Syndrome grew up loving Incredible Man. He wanted to be his sidekick. He wanted to be just like Incredible Man when he grew up. He loved everything about Incredible Man. So he even named himself Incrediboy. So when he finally gets the chance to meet his idol, Incredible Man, what does this boy Incredible Man do to him? He kicks this boy to the side like he's a piece of trash. He tells him he will never be his sidekick. He will never be a hero, and he doesn't need a sidekick. So of course, this boy Incrediboy now is crashing out. He goes home, starts tearing down his Incredible Man posters, tearing down everything he has of Incredible Man. He hates this nigga now. He's like, fuck him and fuck all heroes, because this nigga treated me like I was a piece of shit. So now he grows up and he turns into Syndrome, and his only goal is to get revenge on Incredible Man for treating him like a piece of shit when he was younger. Now I 100% understand where Syndrome is coming from, because imagine you grew up idolizing someone. This was your hero. You wanted to be just like him, and this nigga treats you like you're a piece of shit. That's why they always say never meet your heroes. Now growing up, I was a huge fan of John Cena. So imagine I was growing up wanting to be just like John Cena, wanting to be a wrestler exactly like him. And when I finally got the chance to meet John Cena, I find out he's a piece of shit. Oh my god, I would have been on a completely different level. I probably would have said fuck everybody. So I understand where Syndrome's coming from, because this was his hero. This was his dream, to meet Incredible Man. He wanted to be a hero because of Incredible Man, and Incredible Man dead ass hoed him. So Syndrome was 100% justified. Now for the last villain on this list, I know people probably won't agree with this. I had to throw in a little hot take on here, but I got that boy Eren Yeager. Now I'm not gonna lie, I know a lot of people hate Eren Yeager after season 4, after what he did, after what he became. They think this nigga is the worst of the worst, but just hear me out. Imagine growing up, your mom got ate by Titans. Titans are constantly attacking your village every day. You're losing people constantly because of Titans. When you finally find out what Titans are, where they come from, and you find out that these other people from another country are attacking you and antagonizing your whole village for years because of a power you have that you have no control over, and they're not gonna stop because they just hate you guys, what would you have done? What would you have done if you were in Eren's position? He was thinking of every possibility, every way to try to stop this. He literally said he went through every possibility, and he could not figure out a possibility where him and his friends get freedom except him causing the rumbling. So what would you have done if you're in his position? Because I'm not gonna lie, if I'm in his position, I'm causing the rumbling too. I would have wiped out the entire planet, because how are you guys harassing me and my family and my village and my people just because we have a power from 100 years ago that we have no control over? We didn't pick this power. We didn't want this power. We're getting harassed and tormented because of stuff that happened thousands of years ago, and these niggas ain't gonna stop until we're completely dead. So it's either let them kill us, go into hiding, or fight back. And that nigga Eren Yeager chose fight back. He was 100% justified. Now, I don't agree with genocide. I don't agree with wiping out everybody. He was killing innocent people in that moment. But what else was he supposed to do? I want to know a reasoning. What else was Eren supposed to do? Because the only logical thought I saw was doing the rumbling. So that nigga Eren was justified to a T, because he could not do anything. It was either his people die or he fights back, and that nigga chose to fight back. Now, I could have put more villains on this list, but I didn't want to make the video too long. But if you guys want a part 2, just comment down below and give this video a thumbs up. But other than that, it's your boy Midnight, and I'm out. Peace out.